Hello, everyone, and I hope everyone is having a fantastic day today. Today, we have great, amazing news. We have Pau Cubarsí, we have news on Lewandowski, and we have a ton of other news. And you want to stick around for this video because I am going to tell you that while Barcelona, in one hand, is renewing everybody's contract and it's in a great future, Real Madrid is going down in flames, and I'm gonna save this for last. Let's get into it. We have Cubarsí renewing until 2029. What an amazing player. I want everybody here on these comments to tell me, do you guys think there's a case to be made for Pau Cubarsí to be the best center back in the world? I do think he has the makings of a great, fantastic player. He's always his instincts are remarkable. He knows when to slide, he knows when to mark his man. He's very fast, he's very good on the ball. He plays the Hansi Flick highline to perfection. I want to know how many people here can make an argument for him to be one of the best defenders in the world. I do think that he's got to be up there. There's a couple of things I do want to say about Pau Cubarsí. We can see him, uh, the 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 famous picture in front of the stadium that Laporta always likes to do, and you can see here how Barcelona players. Can we talk about the Barcelona core and how La Masia they grew up loving this club and they always want to negotiate with the team. They always seem to find a way to renew these players. We Let's talk about Fermin, for example. He's already renewed until 2029. Let's talk about Cubarsí 2029, Gavi 2030. We have Pedri 2030. We have Balde to 2028, I believe. And I mean, everybody in the team right now, it just the way I can perceive this Barcelona side, how Laporta has been criticized, Deco has been criticized, but all I see is a team full of players that want to play for this club. And the same thing can be said, when Laporta was being criticized because of the Olmo thing. We saw the players being so happy and embracing Laporta when they won the Super Cup against Real Madrid. We saw the players kind of embracing Laporta and wanting him to celebrate and lift the trophy up, and that was special. And they are they're two different people who are being criticized, Deco and Laporta. But I want to ask everybody, do you guys like what Barcelona is doing, especially with signing or young core players? I believe that Deco I believe that Deco has done a remarkable job signing players that we need to be signed. He did a great job convincing Araujo. He confirmed. He confirmed that he wanted to leave. He legitimately wanted to leave in the winter. Deco have convinced him to stay, and I think there's something to be said. I believe there's something to be said for Deco and the kind of job that he's been doing when it comes to firing Xavi. That was very underrated. He was one of Xavi's best friends, okay? And the fact that he was okay with firing Xavi, and we all know how that turned out. We got Flick, and Flick is an amazing coach. He has done a remarkable job with every single player in the lineup. And Hansi Flick is one of the toughest coach. And something very underrated about Hansi Flick is he's very good on a two-leg type of elimination type of game. He on the knockout stages like a Champions League, like the Copa del Rey. He's very good at that, and I do think that's very underrated about Flick. And that we got Flick because of Deco. He convinced Araujo to stay. He's convinced Fermin, Bernal. He's convinced every Gavi. He's convinced Pedri. I think the job that he's doing is right now he's not talked about enough. But I do want everybody in this channel to let me know down in the comments. And by the way, while you're at it, why don't you subscribe to our channel? Why don't you like this video if you like the information that I'm giving you? If you like the opinions that I'm giving you, please like and subscribe. We are trying to get to 50 subscribers. We're 10 subscribers away from being able to go live and do watch alongs and do instant reactions. We got so much content for you guys coming up, so you're gonna want to subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. One thing I want to ask you guys is Lewandowski. Okay, let's talk about him just for a little bit. Lewandowski is a player who is apparently already a done deal. His agent in Barcelona have already reached an agreement for 1 more year, and I want to ask you guys' opinion because I see a lot of fans on Twitter. I've seen a lot of people complaining, a lot of people thinking it's not good news, a lot of people thinking that this isn't a good thing for Barcelona. I want to ask you guys, do you guys like the fact that Lewandowski is staying? My first initial reaction to Lewandowski getting renewed is this. It's hard to argue with the Pichichi in La Liga, and it's hard to argue with the Champions League top scorer. At the end of the day, he's here to score goals, guys, and he's been able to do that. And you can see he's in an amazing shape. He's kept his body really well, and I do think that he has earned he has earned a spot or at least a chance to fight for his number 9 position for next year, at least for what he's done this year. But there's a lot of people here that were not happy with him renewing. And I want to ask you in this chat, I want to ask you in this comments, let me know, do you guys okay with Lewandowski staying at Barcelona for 1 more year, or would you guys would have rather have somebody for more of a long term? I think this kind of creates an issue going forward for next year for signing a guy, let's say like Gyökeres or Isaac. Because if we bring one of those guys, where Lewandowski gonna end up? What is he gonna do? And the fact that we're signing him makes me think that we may not go after any of these players after all. But what I do want to see now that Lewandowski is coming back for next year is go after a guy like Musiala, a guy who's very versatile, a guy who can play as a CDM, a guy who can play as a wing, a left wing. He can play the right wing. He's as good as it gets. I think the number one priority, a player that we should sign for next year, is absolutely Musiala. But what do you guys think? What is a player that you guys would love to see for Barcelona in 2026? What is a player that you would like to Barcelona to sign? I do want to touch on Eric Garcia for a little bit. It goes to show all Barcelona, it goes to show us how important Hansi Flick and having a manager of this kind of caliber brings to the table. Stopping the exit of Eric Garcia is one of the best decisions Barcelona has made this year. We see how good he's been playing. He's been playing in the pivot position. He's been playing as a center back, and is still scoring goals in both positions. It goes to show you the kind of professional, the kind of player that he is, and how he knows how to play the high line. He knows how to play. He's been playing the Hansi Flick system a lot better than Araujo has, and it goes to show you the kind of player that he is, and he was able to stop it. He was able to say, no, even though I haven't played him that much, I want him to stay, and he's showing why he wanted him to stay, guys. And one last thing that I want to touch on is, Jonathan Tah. And I don't like this signing in particular. Why do we need another center back? We have Cubarsí, we have Eric Garcia, we have Inigo Martinez, we have Lenglet that we're supposed to be selling. By the way, do you guys like the selling of Lenglet? I think he's gonna bring like $8 million to the club. I'm all for Atletico Madrid taking him. So please let me know down in the comments what do you guys think, if you guys like this signing or if you guys like the players that we have. And one thing, as promised, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna make a video about this. This is a separate video. I need to talk about Real Madrid, and they are going down in flames. And this is another sneak peek that I'm giving you guys for a new video that's coming up, and it's gonna be titled Real Madrid going down in flames. And why do I say this? They have a big issue in Real Madrid, and it's kind of contrary to what Barcelona is going through. Barcelona is signing every single player, and right now what we have at Madrid is a bunch of players that are not happy with each other, a bunch of players that are playing the same position, three left wingers, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, and Mbappe. They all play the same position, and they're all unhappy. For one, we have Mbappe, who is the last player to have joined Jude, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., and he's the player who's making the most money. And what happens now? Now Vinicius wants to get a raise, so he's saying, "Wait a minute, why is Mbappe making a lot more than I am?" And reportedly yesterday, Jude Bellingham's agent is saying, "Wait a minute, Jude is making 8 million bucks. Vinicius is making 14 million. Mbappe is making 18 million. So why am I getting paid 8 million?" So they have a big issue. Apparently, Vinicius Junior's agent are already talking to Saudi Arabia's managers and teams, and they're trying to get him over there for like more than $1 billion, which is crazy. But they are going down in flames. So what do you guys think? Do you think I'm reaching here? Do you think that Madrid, they are saying that Madrid is not what they think it is? Their situation between players is not great, and I think it's the opposite for Barcelona, who as of right now, have the better team, have the better team atmosphere, if you should say that way. I think everybody in Barcelona, every team, every player, they're happy to know that they're happy to be there, they're happy to play for that club, and it's the opposite with Real Madrid. Well, that is it for now. Let me know down in the comments what do you think, and then, as always, Visca el Barça.